Hi y'all, this is Larry at Deep South, Texas. It's the end of April and it's time to let the harvest begin. And today we're going to start with these tomatoes. These are beefsteak tomatoes, but we have some other varieties we're also going to harvest today. A nice tomato. And another one. And a third one. Already harvested 2 of these from that same spot earlier this week. So let's get the rest of the beefsteak tomatoes. So we have a dozen beautiful beefsteak tomatoes here. And couldn't be happier with that. Let's go. I think we got a celebrity or 2 we can pick next door. Not a lot of celebrity tomatoes ready just yet, but I think we've got one here. Not quite as large, but a very pretty tomato. And the Biltmores, for the most part, aren't quite ready yet. I did pick one last week, and it was a really nice size. Maybe we can get this one right here. I've been waiting to harvest until they turned red, but I saw my first stink bug yesterday, and they tend to sting tomatoes when they're out. So I might start picking them a little bit closer to this color going forward. So I also have one Armenian cucumber to harvest. These get real long. This is the second time I've grown these. The first time I didn't harvest anything, but this one's looking promising now. And let's harvest a few of our Anaheim peppers. Pretty nice sized pepper there. And we got another one down here. And one on this other plant. So, pretty nice pepper harvest. I have one more on another plant I'm going to get today as well. So, looks good. So even after harvesting all those beautiful tomatoes, we have a lot more tomatoes coming on. But I don't want you to think this is tomato heaven or garden heaven down here at Deep South, Texas. Let's go take a look at the other tomatoes. The tomatoes on this side of the garden aren't faring very well. I didn't put up shade cloth over here or bird netting, though I don't think that's the whole problem. A lot of disease over here. I suspect there was something in the soil that I moved over from my raised beds from last year that caused the problem. I actually had at least 7 beefsteak tomatoes, which you saw me harvest on the other side of the garden, planted over here. And they were all so badly diseased, they've been taken out now. My wife's grape tomatoes are still looking pretty good. And the red Siberians are looking good too. Only one red Siberian plant had a big problem. So it's not all perfect, but we're going to get tomatoes. And the other problem we're having is with the green beans. The plants look beautiful. Even the pole beans on the other side of the garden look great. They're growing, they're flowering, but they're just not producing beans. I suspect it's just been too hot this year. And big problems with the summer squash as well. Particularly the green zucchini squash has been violently attacked by squash bugs. And I really haven't had a squash bug problem here in the past, but this year it's been horrible. It's time to harvest the potatoes. These are the red Pontiac here. And this bed of Kennebecs we're also going to try to harvest. We got rain in the forecast. I don't know how sure it is, but I'd like to get them out before we get a lot of rain and make things muddy. The potatoes were harvested. Let's go take a look at those. And here is our potato harvest. About 11 pounds of the Kennebecs. You know, not that many, but very, very nice size, good looking potatoes. And about 23 pounds of the red Pontiacs. Again, pretty nice size potatoes. Happy with that result. Well, today is the day we're going to harvest these carrots. I think they're ready to come out. I'm going to turn the water off till we get this job done. And the carrots were harvested as well. Somewhat disappointing. Got about 13 pounds of carrots, but only about 7 pounds were usable. I think I just left them in the ground too long this year. And the peppers are doing great. This California Wonder Pepper was only about the size of my thumb last time I put out a video. And we have the cayenne peppers starting to turn red. The squash bugs don't seem to have found the winter squash yet. And we have a few squash coming on. There's a couple nice ones over here. One down there. Lots and lots of sugar rush peach peppers coming on. Still a couple swallowtail butterfly caterpillars here on the dill. I've been wondering where they go, and today, for the first time in 4 years, I found a couple chrysalises. So at least this year, they've come over to the onions. Most of the onions have started to bend over. I hope to harvest these within the next couple weeks. A few giants in here, but a lot of good size onions and small onions as well. I think the beets are past due to harvest as well. Need to get that done. I have a watermelon plant growing over here. It looks to be pretty happy. I haven't seen any watermelons yet. But I am starting to see a few small cantaloupes get started. That makes me happy. So these American flag leeks, I planted the seed I harvested last year, and they're doing well. About a week and a half ago, I pulled up all the slips I had been growing, the sweet potato slips, and planted them in this bed. They look to be doing very well, very well. I've got most of the pups now trimmed off of my banana trees, with 3 trees remaining for this year. The bananas I harvested last year, they're just starting to turn ripe. They're awful small. They got hurt by the freeze, but we're going to have some ripe bananas, probably enough to make some banana bread. Just a note on how fast these banana trees grow. This one was planted last year and was half the size of this pup we let grow. So it puts on an enormous amount of growth in a year. So here's where I've hung up my bananas to see if they'll ripen up. Let's cut one off and see how it's doing. Now, it's not very big, you know, but they got stunted by the freeze. But I think we have something that looks like a banana inside. And there it is. And you know what? It tastes like a banana too. My very own bananas here at Deep South Texas. What a treat. And there's today's harvest. Big bowl of tomatoes, Armenian cucumber, a couple other smaller cucumbers, and some beautiful Anaheim peppers. So the garden's looking great. It's starting to succumb to the heat down here at Deep South Texas, but we still have a lot of produce left to harvest. And we're going to be planting some cowpeas in some of our empty beds now. They love the heat. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it that thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.